Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for loving this program. Let's talk about money. We talk about money because money is the oxygen of everything. Money is the oxygen of everything in a sense that when you have the money, you are having high chances of actually getting everything you need. We believe that money is a tool which you can use to accumulate or acquire anything you want in life. But like any other tool, if you don't learn how to use it right, it can work against you. For example, in the ancient world of fighting using swords, if you never knew how to use a sword, the same sword which would have you would have used to work against your enemies, it would work against yourself. So, in short, money is the oxygen of everything, and when you have money and you know how to use it, you can nearly get everything you want. That's why we talk about it, and that's why we normally do it every single day. Of course, let's say you don't know me. Of course, it's your money angel, your life coach, who's taking you through this beautiful program. Now, we talk about money in different aspects, and in this particular episode, we are talking about the emotional pitfalls, all the pitfalls, all the struggles that you will go into because of the emotions. Emotion, why emotions? It's because the emotions are the fuel. It is the fuel that drives every human's action. So that's why we are talking about money in relationship to the emotional pitfalls. Now, the first emotion, this particular emotion pitfall we are talking about is actually impatience. Impatience is one of the emotions that has always limited us as individuals. It is limiting us because it draws us to conclusions when we are supposed, in fact, to be thinking and working harder at the beginning. So, this emotional pitfall called impatience, it is perhaps the single greatest pitfall of them all, or of all the emotional pitfalls we are going to talk about. This quality continually haunts you no matter how disciplined you might think you are. You'll convince yourself that your work is essentially over and well done, when in reality it is your impatience speaking and coloring your judgment. You tend to lose the energy you had when you were younger and hungrier. Unconsciously, you veer toward repetition, reusing the same ideas and processes as a kind of a shortcut. Unfortunately, the creative processes requires continual, intensive, and vigor. Of course, those are words from the book Mastery that was written by Robert Greene. It's one of the best books you can actually grab when it comes to work. So, in short, this emotional patience, this emotional pitfall called impatience, is the one that is actually limiting us and haunting us in every move we are making. We are making continual mistakes. We are repeating the same tired methods. We are continually sticking to the old philosophies because we are impatient. Impatience tells you that you should give up when you're actually supposed to be starting. Impatience will tell you that you are experienced and you know even the results before you start because you think your old ways are still at the workplace. So, in short, ladies and gentlemen, you need to avoid this emotional pitfall as soon as you identify it. By actually working on this emotional pitfall, you will highly start getting your desired results. Now, impatience draws you to conclusions. You are running a project, reaching the middle, you feel like you are not patient. You feel like you're coming to the end. You want to give up sometimes. You want to give in. You don't want to creatively find new ways of doing the same thing, but you think since the same thing since you've been at the same work, you're doing the same thing, you think that you will continue getting the desired results. Kumbe, when you don't know that every day presents new challenges, every day presents new obstacles, which needs different approach, which needs different players, and of course, different mindset. Just because we are impatient and we don't know that every time things are changing, we draw to conclusions. So, in short, what is bringing us to the turmoil we want is wanting the results as soon as fast, as soon as yesterday. In the previous episode, we were talking about the microwave mentality, the kind of mentality that you think that everything is going to happen the following morning. No, the truth is, Great things take a prolonged period of time. They need strategy, they need persistence, they need consistency, and it takes a big period of time actually to get the desired results. Just because we're patient, we start using awkward methods, dubious means of acquiring certain things, and we end up actually losing every aspect of our lives. So, in short, you need to know that every exercise or every problem or project is different, and it calls for different approaches. It carries for different understanding. It carries for different thinking, and of course, it may also carry different players. In that, if you don't understand the whole aspect of the whole game, and your impatience gets a hold of you, chances are high that you will always find yourself in a situation of where you're always guessing and not having a straight way. So in short, impatience is one of the emotional pitfall that is limiting us, and if we can work on it, if we know that good things take great time to happen, and of course great things also need some time of cultivation, need times for actual weeding, need this time for working out every single process. And it is this impatience that always make you want to cheat the process other than walking through the process. So in short, this emotional pitfall called impatience is the number one cause of most of the failures, most of depression, most of disappointments, because instead of taking the way that we read to results, impatience takes a hold of you, and you find taking shortcuts to the desired destination you want. So you should always remember that hurrying to the end or warming up old ideas will ensure a mediocre result. If you are rushing to get the desired or getting to the end, when its proper time has not reached, you will always end up with mediocre kinds of results. It takes a big period of time, it takes a lot of effort, it takes consistency to have a certain big above mediocrity results. So if you are the kind of person who want to have big results, you should work on your impatience, you should work on your creative abilities, to remember that it takes a process, it takes time, it takes energy, it takes mental energy, physical energy, and emotional energy to actually reach to a certain desired result. But because most of us are always held by impatience, you find you are doing stuff that are of a mediocre standard, and you're not getting the desired results you have always wanted. So in short, work on your impatience, and chances are high that you're going to get better. Respect nature. Nature will tell you that you have to produce a child at 9 months. So to have a kid produce, you have to be patient for 9 months. And certain crops have, of course, gestation period. You need also to study the kind of work you're in and know its gestation period. And of course, work diligently without resting, without being called to time wastage, and of course, wishful thinking, and be able to understand that that time will be passing as you do the right kind of work. You not get results by short-circuiting the system. It always have to be through. You have to always be doing the work as you wait for results. When I'm saying be patient, it doesn't mean that you need to sit and wait. No, you should, when you are waiting, you should be doing something. So you can't plant crops in the soil and sit and wait and say, Angel said, we have to be patient where you're not doing the needful. So it all begins by doing the right kind of work and continually doing it, knowing that the results will come after a certain period of time. Now, what you should always remember is that the best way to neutralize our natural impatience is to cultivate a kind of pleasure in pain. Like an athlete, you come to enjoy rigorous practice, pushing past your limits and resisting the easy way out. Resisting the easy way out, I think here it is the key term or the key word. If you start resisting the easy way out, chances are high you are going to start getting enough and powerful results. Now, by saying that, to neutralize you, all of us, we are naturally impatient. There's a time when we feel like of course, our limit has reached the end. And it is this kind of natural impatience that has always brought us into vigorous and deep desire for wanting an easy way out. But really knowing that it is impatience that is holding you, and because you have not cultivated the kind of pressure in pain, like you need to enjoy the pain you're going through, you need to enjoy the delays that are going to happen. So you find now you are always in a reacting situation. So in short, by the only way to neutralize our impatience is actually cultivating pleasure in pain. Like an athlete, the Kiprotich and of course the Kiptogays know this kind of the pressure in pain. Like they know that actually to be the first in any Olympics, they have to go through a certain amount of pain. They have to go through a lot. They have to give up a lot of pleasure for them to be gold award winners. So this kind of pressure in pain is the one that leads them to actually enjoying the process, and at the end of the day, getting the results they want. There is no way how they can short circuit the system. They have to go through rigorous practice. They have to push beyond their limits. When they feel like their body is ending, it's when actually they have to give in more effort, more energy. They have to work harder and harder. Every time they reach to a certain limit, it's when they have to push on further and further. And so is the soldiers, the army, the practice they go through is actually training them to go past or through, to start enjoying the pressure, start enjoying the pain, and of course knowing that at a certain time when they feel like they should give up, it's when they should actually add in more effort. So you don't need to be a soldier, or you don't need also to be an athlete to actually start reaping results from the art of mastering impatience. It's you who should start accepting that there is always some seeds of pleasure in every pain you have, knowing that it's going to take you hard time. It's going to for you to reduce the weight you have to give up certain pleasures like eating junk foods, eating between meals, and so many other painful activities you have to go through for you also to go to a certain desirable size. And so is every move you are trying to make, let's be business, in sports, or in the kind of work you're doing. So you have to accept and go through and accept the kind of pleasure in every pain you have to have. So once you have this pleasure in pain, you start learning to be patient, and at the end of the day, you will be able to get the desired result. So it takes time for you to actually enjoy the desired results you want. It takes time. It is a painful process, but at the end of the day, you gonna get the results you want. Now let's say you found this program ending and you want to know the previous programs you've done, and you feel like you lost somewhere, or you want to get more background and the future programs you're likely to make. Of course, you can check us on our YouTube channel, that is Angel Bahawa, our Facebook page Angel Bahawa, and be willing to view through. And if you find this work very useful, you can share it to your friends. And if you find that you don't need it, you can hit the subscription button and of course the bell button, so that you may not get this content again. Just ciao.